brought out some arguments against the lining job. They have quoted 3 reasons as follows. A, politically discordant couples are protected from conflict by the secret ballot. Some people are saying sometimes the wife does not agree with the choice of the husband or the party when it comes to voting. The second reason is that if we line up, candidates will see who did not vote for them and they would hate them. And then the third one is that this one may not solve the problem of independence because the independents are in any case in the national constitution. We considered this lining up as a medicine for cheating. As happens with all medicines, they have side effects. But you need to weigh whether the side effects are greater than saving life. We consider these side effects of the lining up medicine, which is the real cure for cheating. The main answer to the two above is that even with secret ballot, political contests attract supporters and opposers. A candidate's supporters form task forces, campaign for the candidate, etc. Many of the supporters are known, secret ballot or not. The question then is, what percentage are those discordant couples or those whose candidates' preference they prefer not to be known? It cannot be the majority. It is the majority we want to cater for so that they stop blaming the leadership, rightly or wrongly. Apart from the huge expense. On the issue of independence, defining the lining up and going as independence, they would have a weak case because everybody would have witnessed the lining up. The potent point of independence is the claim that they were cheated. If that is removed, their claims will be weaker. Besides, the NRM will not tolerate such members. In the past, we hesitated because we were not sure about who was right and who was wrong. That's why we never used expelling members, because we were not sure, because our own systems had their own weaknesses. But now it will be easier, because it will be clear who won. It will improve discipline in the parties. This is why we are recommending it. I thank you and I wish you good luck.
Proposed constitutional amendments and resolved that Article 39(10)(e) and Article 44(3) of the NRM Constitution be amended by deleting the same and replacing them with the following. Elections shall be conducted by way of lining up behind the candidates nominated for the office or their representatives, portraits or symbols. National Executive Council presents the proposed amendments to this national conference and strongly recommends its adoption by the national conference. Mr. Chairman, I take this opportunity to invite you to chair this discussion. I thank you.
By Honorable James Kakoza to be the mover of this motion, the motion formally. You fellows, you are always in Parliament, moving and seconding. So now you move. How do you want to move?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move a motion for the resolution to amend the Constitution, to amend the recommended by the National Executive Council that Article 39(10) E and 44(3) of the NRM Constitution be amended by deleting and replacing the said clauses with the following. Elections shall be conducted by way of lining up behind the candidates nominated for the office or their representatives, portraits or symbols be adopted and the NRM Constitution be amended as such. Mr. Chairman, I beg to move. A simple justification to add what you have explained. I do believe that your explanation was clear. The method of lining up is quite cost-effective to the party, and it's one of the methods that can reduce the negative effects of voting. It's not expensive, it's cheap, and also we have to think aloud that as much as we have elections of NRM internally, but we have the national elections whereby the campaignings are expensive and we need to save money. The second justification, I would say, recently we had the past elections and we amended the Local Government Act, and the last elections we did well with LOC 1. With those few remarks, I want to say, by lining up, we are being consistent with what the past experience. Thank you, Your Excellency.
There is Nasike Asumini, a youth councillor from Musironko, wants to second it.
I'm the district female youth councillor for Sironko. I stand here to strongly second the motion that we adopt lining up behind candidates nominated for the office or their representatives or symbols. Mr. Chairman, I want to strongly second this motion by adding a voice on the mover of the motion that during the previous elections, it was marred by violence, rigging, and cheating of the highest order. Therefore, lining up will provide a platform of physically verifying the voters and also recommending the true voters within the electoral area. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, the electoral materials would arrive in late, and some of the electoral areas would could not afford to get the electoral materials. Therefore, they could miss out in the election process. I therefore suggest that this will be inclusive, as all members will be actively participate in the election. Mr. Chairman, this has been verified in the previous election of LOC1s, where lining up produced almost 100% of the results without any petitions. I therefore stand to second the motion. Thank you.
You have heard what she has said, that lining up minimizes the problem of logistics. Papers arriving late and all that, and the expense. Now, I want the lawyer, this issue of Kakoza being independent. Lawyer, come and tell us. Go there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman and members of NRM, under Article 11.1, under Article 11.2 of the NRM Constitution, the members of the National Conference are set out. One set of members of the National Conference is the promoters. As the Secretary General has mentioned, Honorable Kakoza is a listed promoter in the NRM Constitution. You cannot leave the party other than through the set out disciplinary procedure as set out in our Constitution. Mr. Chairman, from the legal perspective, we have not received any decision of the NRM Disciplinary Committee dismissing Honorable Kakoza from membership of the party. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Kakoza is still a registered member of the NRM party. I thank you, sir.
Speak in favor of the motion, and 3 to give contrary views, and then we vote. Businje.
Your Excellency, Mama, and all the delegates, I'm Businga Harriet Mugenyi Akiki, woman member of Parliament for Hoima District. I've been in Parliament for 3 months. I stand here to support the amendment of Articles 3910E and 44.3 to pave way for voting by way of lining up behind candidates, their portraits, or their agents. It is basically to cause credibility of the elections we hold as NRM. Your Excellency and members, you are well aware that scenarios of ballot stuffing, scenarios of multiple voting, scenarios of ferrying voters from different places and places is very rampant with the NRM election. To the extent that even when you come up as a flag bearer, other people use it to decampaign you on grounds that you cheated and rigged. So it's really fair and natural justice that this election be led and to be determined by the local population. Because as you know, with ballots, it's Dr. Tango Doy and the team that do the manhandling. But when we go by lining up, it means that our electorate, our local people who have been the energizers of NRM will take charge of the election and determine. To the extent that by the time you come out of the election, even if you say that you had been rigged, the lines will have been clear and we shall be glad and everybody to see. Only, Mr. Chair, this lining up is going to cater mostly ballot stuffing and multiple voting. We still have an issue with how we transfer our results from the villages to the center. Because at times, a village in Kigorovia, Businga Harriet can get 100 votes. But the time it comes to our tallying center, the election, the results could be reading 50. That is very unfortunate. Otherwise, we thank you because it's been a hurdle. Your Excellency, most of us have become commando because of primaries. We have to escort ballots from Kampala up to Hoima, and when you reach Hoima, you ensure that the police doesn't enter the ballots inside. We keep outside and stay awake the whole night to ensure that the ballots are not stolen. Otherwise, I support the motion and thank you so much.
One contrary views. One person. You have got.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Ramadan Twala. I am NRM councillor in the District Council of Kapchora. Mr. Chairman, I come here in support of the motion. Mr. Chairman, while conducting the NRM primaries, you realize that there are a lot of cases of voter buying. So with lining up of these supporters, it will limit the levels of buying votes within the villages, because our voters will fear, having eaten both sides, they will remain firm and choose the right reader. So, Mr. Chairman, I move in support of this motion and ask that you put the question to the decision of this conference. Otherwise, this is a good decision. Thank you very much.
First of all, I support this motion. It's going to create transparency. There has been a lot of cheating in NRM elections, and it has been tainting the name of NRM. We have already tried it at LC1, and it is working. The only challenge, Your Excellency, for the workers, we have to elect 4 people at the same time. Now this is where the challenge will come. For the women, because we have 5 members of parliament representing workers, but now for the ladies it's okay. But for the 4 men direct elected, it's going to be a challenge on how to stand behind them at the same time. So we need to find a mechanism within this to separate the two. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Yeah. So those are 3 contributors. They are all in support with the one who has got a different view.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Chagulanyi Ali from Nansana Municipality. Mr. Chairman, I have a view which is different from the others, but after raising this, it will be very difficult for a member of parliament, for example, to look for a vote on every village. This system could only work if we go in colleges. As we do it in LC1, we elect LC1s, they go to the parish level until that conference of the municipality or the constituency elects the flag bearer for the MP, and that's how we shall have saved that scenario. Otherwise, the system might not work as expected. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No, let me help with that one. You see, they are saying line behind the candidate or his agent or his picture. So in all those villages, the candidate will be having his agents there, or so that's not a problem.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Rob Simon Peter Clement, a district councillor from Amuru District Local Government. Mr. Chairman, I'm totally against this motion. When we are talking of democracy in this country, democracy in party NRM, we are in the 21st century. lining up behind the candidates during primary elections, when we look at the underground infights within the NRM members, Mr. Chairman, you might have not noticed this. At the end, some members, they will suffer from brutality from their colleagues. Therefore, secrecy, it is your right to make sure that you decide basing on the conscience, your own conscience, and vote secretly. I am totally against this motion. Mr. Chairman, I also need to add my voice. NRM is my party, I love it. It would be prudent if the NEC also would have recommended for the secretariat officials to be elected so that they are accountable to the entire members of this country. Because right now, as I talk, these people, they only respect the appointed authority, and that is you. Look at the up-country offices and other issues. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm totally against this. Thank you.
I'm by name called Manyereki Julius. This is a district councillor representing person with disability. Bulisa district local government, where you hear there is oil, and where the PF is going to be constructed. I want to first of all also support this issue of lining behind the candidate, 100%. Because of the following, for us, like a person, a disability, this has been a great challenge, many cases, and we are avoiding a lot about this. But my prayer is, by the time, like what you have made, the guideline should also consider us person with disability. I know very well when it's the lining, you find that you behind the candidate, and you have to move. The line will be like from here, maybe outside. But for us, person with disability, we don't want to stand there for long and get more disability from what we had before. And at least should provide a line for person with disability first, if that is the case. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Okot Jonal. I'm a youth councillor at a junior division, Lera Municipality, Lera District. You find that we are the majority in this country. And I remember sometimes back in your speech, you mentioned that during your campaigns way back in 1980s with your brother, the late Musiga Black, you said, look at the fingers, they are not the same. People are born differently. Others are rich, others are not rich, others are poor.
Now I'm very happy. Much as our party is fighting illiteracy day and night, but still in our community, some of us are not able to write and read. Because of that, they know very well how to stand. So as they stand, they shall have done a lot. Secondly, the issue of recounting of votes will not be there. Once it is counted for all. And then again, we have what we call multiple voting. Multiple voting will not be there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, my political champion, Comrade Yoweri Museveni. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Alhaj Yusufu Sowedi Mayanja. I am an elderly councillor, district councillor in the Kalungu district. I have seen a lot. I'm also an honorable member of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council General Assembly and Executive Committee. Basing on that, I wish to support the motion. First, as a religious leader, we are here to fight hypocrisy. Why do you want to hide? We have been losing our strong candidates because even the strong opposition people have been participating in our primary elections. But as I talk on now, it is very difficult in the village of Bubasandeku, a known opposition person to come and line up. Therefore, let us fight hypocrisy. To borrow leave from one of the most powerful nations, that is the United States of America. In the Senate, when they were discussing the issue of President Clinton, people were coming openly in support or against. Why do you want to hide? That is hypocrisy. Now, I propose and I strongly support to bring our stronger candidates if we line up. Even it is self-explanatory. You saw what took place in LOC1 elections. Who petitioned the government? I wonder anybody who could come here and stand against this motion unless he's a hypocrite. I beg to support and I call upon everybody to support. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Nabukalu Nusra Juma, Chairperson NRM Women League, Jinja District. I'm here to oppose the motion. I have the reason why. It would work at the LSU1 because the candidate is there. But where the candidate is not there, it doesn't work. Because you may have agents being put there by other people, and the rigging can take place when you are not even there. So I strongly oppose the motion and think that we can go back by ballot and people get used of using ballots before they go for the main elections. Thank you very much.
Okay, now, what will be the method of deciding? The lawyers standing up. Okay. Let me first try the sound. Those against say nay. May I ask again? Those in favor say aye. Those in favor say nay. The ayes have it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for doing your work, guiding the party as mandated by the Constitution of NRM.
Voting by lining up is going to be good for us because, you know, some of the supporters have a tendency of supporting either sides or 2 or 3 candidates. Now it's going to be very hard for the supporters who want to think they will support candidate A, candidate B, candidate C. So when that time comes, it is going to be a little hard for them. So this is one way of promoting what we call transparency. It will help our country, it will help our people know that if you have chosen a candidate for a reason, you must stick to one candidate. Yes. Kigen Aida, aspiring candidate for Tororo district.
Lining up to me is okay because it's going to help us, those who are contesting. For example, me, I'm contesting in Kabramaido. Now, it will not be easy for the agents who lie to you. You will be able to follow them when they lie. You will see them in the ground where they will be lining up for voting that day. So I think for me it is really good. It's a good thing.
Genda kuyamba ku bivuyo ekisookera ddala nti abantu bajja kulonda omuntu waabwe. Kino ekyokubribinga abalonzi tekijja kukola. Ekyokubiri, ekintu kijja kubeera transparent, teriimu kukyusa results kubanga era namba y'abantu abalondeddwa bajja kubeera nga balabika era line ejja kubeera nga etegerekeka bulungi. Teri kukyusa results nga bino ebibeera mu Tally Center ne balangirira omulala so ng'eyayiseemu mulala. N'ekirala n'omwavu asobola okuwangula akalulu ako kubanga kasaabeera ng'ayagadiddwa nga muntu w'abantu ku kitundu alina empisa bajja kumulonda. Era abagagga bajja kuviiramu awo kubanga tebali bantu b'abantu mu kyalo. Abantu abali n'abantu mu kyalo abaziika ababeera mu bizibu by'abantu mu malwaliro byonna bwe bajja okuwangula. Era nze ndaba kijja kuyamba kinene ebizibu byonna. Transparency weeri ne cost ze twanditaddemu okuteeka ssente mu bintu kusomba abalonzi kukola biki ebyo byonna tebijja kubeerawo. Bu ballot papers abantu bagenda okulondera mu byama naye beera nga bya line ate beetaagisa ki just kulonda poliisi ayimirire wali abeetaagisa bali luddawa buli omu asimbe line. Era ajja kubeera nga ye mutuufu. Amanya nze Kato akulira ebyensimbi district y'e Luweero era district councillor w'e Bombo asinga okwagala NRM era mobilizer wa NRM.
Okulonda amanya n'eddoboozi nze SL Simon Julius chairman w'abavubuka Makinge Ssaabagabo municipality Ndeje division. Nze omulama ogw'okulonda ku mugongo gujja kutukolera nnyo kubanga gujja kubaala nga gujjeewo empalana n'abaagala okulya emirundi ebiri. Walibeera abavubuka wali abasajja bakulu baagala kulya mirundi ebiri nga tebagenda kuwagira muntu nekireetamu empalana okitegeera. N'olwekyo bwe banga ekintu bakikola mu kataala emisana bwe tuku nga tewali agamba kino banzibye nga buli muntu alaba kino oli alina abantu bameka alina abantu batano oli ne bamugamba kino oli alina abantu babiri. Kiba kitegeeza togenda ogenda okuwoza n'omuntu lwa nsonga ensi yonna ebeeraba kuba tezigenda mu ballot paper babulonderawo nange wadde nga sire presiding officer nsobola okukwebalira n'endabira ddala tino ani asinze oba Sir Simon Josi yasinze oba mulala. N'olwekyo ngamba bannayuganda mwenna tuwagire enkola eyo tusobole okulonda ku migongo aba NRM mwena mu Uganda. Ekirala nebaza nnyo General Secretary waffe wa NRM era agenda kufuga paka last era ekisanya kino era kirimu aba bamwogerera banoonya byabwe babawadde ssente nze nange bawuli baze kumpa ssente nenzigana nembagamba nedda twogera amazima omukyala akoze bw'oba wali ebisobye era buli omu asobya nabo binyini wabaddewo ow'engulu waliwo n'omusajja ow'engulu chairman w'engulu eyo ye yazze natandika banange ssente tutandike mwogere bino abalala ne bagaana. N'olwekyo Secretary General Nansobi ffe tulinga abantu bakola nabo be balina ensobi.